1,000 years into the reign of the Terran Republic, something incredible happened. A wormhole had been opened, as the Republic was wont to do, allowing travel to far distant star systems. Manned missions were sent through, and they discovered a lush world ripe for terraforming that they christened Auraxis. Settlers of all kinds descended to the surface, determined to tame their new home. The work went well, the world's 13 continents being quickly domesticated, and mankind began to spread across the planet, exploring and examining all that they found. Some time after this auspicious beginning, a further startling discovery was made. Alien technology had been found, technology that far surpassed our own. After much study, the scientists in the colony found that they could decipher some of the writings left by who or whatever had been here before us, and that they had been called simply the Ancients, in their own tongue, the Vanu. Advances in almost every scientific field seemed to happen almost daily, some with immediate uses, such as nanite-based manufacturing, others a little more esoteric. Eventually, the scientists realized that with the nanites, plus a combination of other technologies, they had effectively unlocked the secrets not just of matter teleportation, but immortality itself. Then, not long after, and before any of these incredible breakthroughs could be returned to Earth, the wormhole that had brought us to Auraxis closed, cutting us off from Earth entirely. After that, it did not take long for the situation to spiral well out of the Terran Republic's control. They tried to suppress the news while they desperately sought to reopen the wormhole, but when all attempts failed, it was too much to hope for that the word would not get out. Many of the scientists, already chafing under the Republic's strict control of their research and experimentation, were the first to make a move. They had come to believe that the Vanu had used their technology to transcend matter, eventually ascending to a higher plane of existence, and that this was mankind's destiny also. Calling themselves the Vanu sovereignty, and styling themselves as the rightful successors to the Vanu's legacy, they fled the Republic's influence, and began feverishly toiling to increase and better their understanding what they hoped to become. With the scientists' breakaway showing the slipping of the Republic's stranglehold on its population, a collection of groups, rebels, smugglers, scientists dissatisfied with their lot but who had dissented against the Vanu sovereignty's proposed ideas, among others, that called themselves the new conglomerate, finally chose to act, seceding outright from the Republic and declaring themselves a new nation, one where democratic, nor autocratic, rule would hold sway. None of this could the Republic tolerate, not if it wished to keep that title, and so those still loyal to Terra took up arms and attempted to forcibly reverse the fragmentation of their rule. Very shortly after, a series of incredibly violent and escalating clashes between the nascent nation-states showed that if the Republic had been expecting the sight of their armies to convince the rebels to return meekly to the fold, they were to be sorely disappointed. Likewise, the Vanu, now mingling religious zealotry with their scientific expertise, viewed any human who would not work towards their ascension as a heretic, who must be shown the error of their ways. While between the two, the new conglomerate were now fighting not just for what they perceived to be right, but for their very survival. And so, the stage was set. 3 factions, all seeking domination of Auraxis, for their own ends and with their own unique means of doing so. The Terran Republic, or TR, who still sought to regain their control of the world, and then to restore their status as a colony of the Republic itself, whose armies were equipped with high rate of fire weapons that could mow down any attacking force in seconds. And, still retaining their militaristic mindset, they were well prepared to use that weaponry to its fullest. Vanu sovereignty, or the VS, looking to bring humanity with them in joining their namesakes, wherever they may have gone, and whose reliance on the Ancients' tech granted them highly accurate laser and plasma-based weaponry that allowed them to hit extreme ranges the TR could not match. They had also mastered a form of limited anti-grav, giving their vehicles unprecedented ability to perform hit-and-run attacks, sweeping into the effective range of their weapons and retreating before any serious return fire could materialise. And New Conglomerate, or the NC, a ragtag bunch of hopers, dreamers and loners, desiring a world where every person would have a say in how that world was run. Forced to improvise much of their weaponry, they could not hit as far as the Vanu, or as fast as the TR, but none could hit harder when in close. This was a faction that relied either on ambushes or massed assaults to make use of their firepower, and that would fight to the last to deny either of their enemies the advantage. My faction.